Menasha, and it didn't take a whole lot. It started with this right here. This was I-41, semi-jackknife actually in this area, 41 North,
just
Highway
north of
76,
Oshkosh,
just
right?
north of Oshkosh. I have all of my areas mixed up because there were so many crashes. Thankfully, nothing too severe. We didn't hear if anyone was hurt in this. It took about an hour for them to get that semi out of the way.
This happened just right around 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, and Winnebago County, when I called them to figure out what was happening in this area, they told me that there were already several crashes before this had happened. So we know that it was slippery. And again, it was just a little bit of snow on the road. And then images like this right here, you mentioned the Lakeshore. This is I-43, 23. So the vehicles that you're seeing, they're going north. We're looking south. So that vehicle ending up in the ditch there.
You can see the tire marks there through the snow on the side of the road into the ditch.
We always say slow down this time of year, and again that it doesn't take much. You're seeing the orange and the yellow there in that area. Sheboygan County, much slower travel, and then right there, that's the one we mentioned near Menasha, Highway 10 going east, 441 North. It looks like traffic is starting to get better. That left lane was blocked though because of a crash, and then all the way down to Fond du Lac County. Look at all of that orange and all of the little squares you see where
Incident
it shows the
markings on
incident
there,
markings, the crashes. I-41 south beyond the ramp from Hickory Street. That's just one area, but right in that area, there's about 3 or 4 crashes that happened that I was counting. Those are the ones that I could count, that I witnessed on the cameras. So expect some lane closures there, at least some vehicles on the side of the road, definitely first responders, and most definitely slower travel in and around the Fond du Lac County area, moving over or slowing down. So important. That's the big message this morning.
Yeah, you're talking about that. And the safety desk, which is so important, it kind of goes hand in hand with what we're experiencing out there.
Yeah, the Waupaca County Sheriff's Office, the sheriff himself putting out a really important message saying that a deputy was struck while on the job. Just last week, we had some ICU travel. I remember covering that on Tuesday. We want to show everybody just how serious this is. This move over law, it just expanded, by the way, to include vehicles that are broken down on the side of the road. So this is what happened right here. That deputy was working, tending to another crash when they were struck by another vehicle right there. There's the flashing lights. This was the early morning hours of last Tuesday. The roads were pretty icy that morning. So officials do say that this vehicle was going too fast for those conditions. So just that reminder. And by the way, I should mention the deputy was sent to the hospital, doing okay, thankfully.
That's good.
But this is definitely a scene that we see all of the time. Try to avoid it as much as possible by urging caution, talking about it in first or traffic, moving over. It is Wisconsin law. No matter what now, if it's a vehicle on the side of the road that's broken down, you need to move over. It is for the safety of those people tending to the crash itself, the first responders, but also for yourself, putting down those distractions, the phone, anything else, so important. It's a life-threatening situation when they're on the side of the road like that. It can be pretty scary. If you've ever been in a crash on the side of a highway and you've stood outside your vehicle and those cars are going by,
you can feel it.
You can feel it.
When
It's
they're
really
going
scary.
by. Yeah.
It's happened to me. And then in the last 5 years, just a statistic for you, 145 people in Wisconsin were hurt while on the side of the road. 73 first responders were also struck by a vehicle in the last 5 years. 5 people have been killed in the last 5 years. So it is very dangerous. And once again, first responders, officials, everyone just saying that we all play a role, right, in making sure that we're safe, that those first responders are safe every single day.
All avoidable deaths and injuries there. So Aisha, thanks so much. We appreciate all your hustle this morning. I know the viewers do as well. So we'll let you keep tracking that first alert traffic. We're going to check in with Steve now. We're taking a live look at downtown Green Bay. And actually, we're going to check in with Kristen first now. So Steve, I apologize. We'll come back to you in just a second. We're looking at Green Bay. The Green Bay Public Market likely won't be opening until the end of 2027.
Yeah, we've been following developments on this project, and it was supposed to be finished almost a year ago in time for the NFL draft. Kristen Allen is live this morning right outside the Public Market, the spot for it right there. So what's causing the delay for this project, Kristen?
Well, it really just comes down to the budget and money. And so the estimated total for this is expected to be around $27 million. And On Broadway says that the costs of construction have increased by 40%, sort of driving that price up. And according to documents that we obtained from On Broadway, they say that they have about $21.7 million of that total cost pledged. And so they have about $5.5 million left to secure in order to continue with this project. But as we said, it's been on hold, and it's really all come down to the budget and money in terms of making this happen.
And how is On Broadway funding the project?
Well, they've been getting, as we said, there's about $21.7 million pledged. And when it became, I think, sort of clear that they weren't going to perhaps meet original budgets, they've turned to the community and asking for some appeals to the community, looking for some private philanthropy donations. They even had an appeal out around the time of Giving Tuesday asking for donations. So they have done that. And then they've also been looking at certain federal tax credits and also funding grants. So that's what they've been using to try to continue to fund this project, and that's what they continue to look at to try to make up the rest of that little over $5 million that they still have left to secure in order to make this project happen.
And so the Green Bay Public Market, the construction is paused right now behind you there. Do you know when it's expected to continue?
Yeah, the building has been sitting idle on Broadway here for a little while. So the goal would be to have construction start up again in the summer. But before that happens, the deadline is on May 1st for On Broadway to submit documents pertaining to financing and construction, and then also finalize the budget for how this project is going to essentially get pulled off.
All right, Kristen Allen, thank you so much. We'll continue following developments on that. Kristen, all bundled up on Broadway there. You can just feel the chill in the air and see it, right?
Yeah, you can hear it too with that wind out there blowing around. Now we're going to check in with Steve. This time there he is. And Steve, I said during our morning show, you know, I didn't even need the alarm clock this morning. The wind outside woke me up. It's really blowing in a cold front here.
It is howling out there. And maybe it rattled your windows, and maybe if you peeked out those windows, which were rattling, you could see the trees kind of swaying around. You know that that wind is bringing in a big change. It is bringing in a few flakes right now here on First Alert Viper Max. We had some snow showers in the pre-dawn hours that may have caused some slick travel, helping to contribute to some of those accidents in the valley earlier this morning. Those snow showers are gone. Right in here, we're picking up on some flurries and some lighter snow showers drifting in on that gusty north wind, which is giving us a big switch in the seasons. Our severe weather outlook for the morning drive, it's very low, but watch out for a couple slick spots because of last night's snow showers and any melting and refreezing of our old snowpack. Because, I mean, we got into the 40s and even low 50s yesterday, so some of that snow may have melted off and turned into ice overnight. Here is Oshkosh, and you can see a little bit of residual snow from last night's snow showers. Otherwise, it is cloudy, it is blustery, and it is turning much colder. It is 19 degrees, but our wind chill is only 1 degree above zero. So we're in the teens, 21 for an actual temperature in Wapaka and in Appleton, but the wind is the big rub. Out of the north, sustained around 25 miles an hour, gusts around 30 to 40 miles an hour. And that wind is harsh. It is bringing back in some feel-like temperatures on either side of zero. Our wind chill in Green Bay is 2, but we've got wind chills that are below zero across the North Woods. So today is not a first alert weather day, but today is a day where you don't want to be caught off guard by the sudden change in the weather. Much colder today, a high of 21, wind chills at and just above zero through the afternoon. Couple little flurries, a lot of clouds. You could have some sun emerging later in the day. And I want to show you First Alert Pinpoint Predictor's wind chill chart. These are over the feel-like temperatures as that wind grabs your body heat and blows it away from you, so you perceive it to be colder at and just above zero through the afternoon, and then falling back into negative territory as we go into this evening.
Oh, this is this time of year when parents with little kids are just kind of bumming because you can't really go outside and play in get rid of some of that energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunate, but yeah, this is that part of winter, Steve.
My wife and I, we love taking walks in our neighborhood.
Yeah, sure.
And we've gotten out on these milder winter days. And we were trying to savor yesterday's walk because we knew that today and beyond it was really not going to be as feasible. Oh, our next weather maker. So this is something you need to know about. We've got a long duration snow event starting tomorrow night, lasting through Saturday. And there'll be some times where we have some slippery travel in northeast Wisconsin, especially Friday morning. Friday morning, our severe weather outlook is low, but might get a bump up to the moderate category. If that happens, Friday could become a first alert weather day. It's going to be kind of touch and go on that. So we do have a couple flakes, a lot of clouds as north winds come across Lake Superior. And back to the west, a lot of clouds out towards the Gulf of Alaska. We've got low pressure that is swirling out there, and it's about to push an Alberta clipper down towards the Great Lakes. So here's first alert pinpoint predictor. Tomorrow, Thursday, sun, then increasing clouds. Here comes that accumulating snow around and after sunset. So we get a burst of some snow Thursday evening, then a break. And then in the pre-dawn hours of Friday, some more snow showers. So the Friday morning drive to work is probably going to be slow. It's probably going to be slippery. And then we'll have some on and off snow showers for Friday into Friday night, Saturday as well. So again, it's a long duration snow event, but the bulk of the snow is going to be early in that long duration event. Thursday night into Friday morning, first alert pinpoint predictor says about 1 to 3 inches is possible. We could tack on a little bit more as we go into the weekend. So there's your first alert super 7-day forecast. Looks more like winter, huh? 21 today, 21 tomorrow, 31 on Friday, and then it gets even colder as we go into early next week. Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a high of 7, but the wind chills in the morning. Oh, down into the teens below zero, maybe some 20s below zero across central Wisconsin. And we'll have to probably talk about how frostbite will be a possibility if people are outside too long with exposed skin early next week. Just the first alert for you and your family to plan ahead.
Plan ahead. All right, Steve, thanks so much. Guess what? Lego is interlocking with the Pokemon universe. The toy giant has unveiled its first ever line of Pokemon sets, marking a major crossover between the two of the largest play brands in the world.
Oh, I was just checking these out thinking, I don't know which ones they are, but they are super cool, aren't they?
They look so fancy.
Is that Pikachu?
That's Pikachu.
Okay, I knew that one. So the first collection is going to debut February 27th. It's inspired by characters throughout Pokemon's 3-decade history. The initial rollout featuring 5 fan favorites. I'm assuming that's what we're looking at here, right? So we saw Pikachu, Eevee.
That's Charizard, I think, right there.
Okay. Venusaur.
That might have been the last one. I think that's Charizard.
Charizard.
Now.
Okay, and
Is
then
it?
Blastoise. I don't know if we're seeing all of them here,
Yeah.
sir.
I know Pikachu for sure. I'm
Yeah,
with you.
that would
I'm
be
with
the
you. I
most
know.
popular
We know
Right.
Pikachu.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that leads into our new. What's this one right here that we're seeing? Do you know?
I don't know.
That's Eevee. Oh, okay. I
Eevee?
kind of like that
Okay.
one. That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Okay. So leads us into our new live stream mission here. If you could create or design your own Lego set, what would it be?
Ooh,
That's a good one to think about, huh?
that is.
Leave a comment on our Facebook post, and we'll be going through them, as well as our own. We have to come up with our own design for tomorrow's live stream.
Can I say the obvious? Can we just have like an Action 2 News set?
Yeah, I was
with
thinking
an
that
anchor
too.
desk and like a little Lego Tammy Elliott, put her in the Lego chair.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm glad we have 24 hours to think about this.
Think of something beyond the obvious.
And then
Yeah.
there's, I think because there are so many Lego sets, so maybe there's already a Lego set out there.
One made,
of
so yeah,
this,
you can
know?
think of yours and research to make
Yeah.
sure
We'll
it's not
probably
already
think
a
of
thing.
one, and then Garrett's like, oh yeah, you can buy that. And we'll be
Yeah.
like, oh.
So we only
Understood.
have to think of it. We don't have to create it, right? Okay, good. Because that would take a lot of work.
That's good news.
Our own Lego set. Well, I hope you guys, I'm sure our viewers have great creativity. So they'll
Great
come up with
minds.
some. They'll come
Let's
up with some
create a
interesting-
Lego jet so we can fly to a warmer place. How about that?
It wouldn't be bad on a day like
Yeah.
today as those temperatures really dip. Make sure you're bundling up out there as you head out the door this morning, and drive safe as well. Some slick spots out there. So Aisha and Steve will have more on that coming up throughout the morning. Have a good Wednesday, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. First alert traffic. It's been a very busy one. Look at this right here. This is in Sheboygan County, I-43, Highway 23. This vehicle ending up on the side of the road. Things have been very slippery along the lakeshore. Look at this right here. A lot of yellow, a lot of orange, so slower travel along the lakeshore. And that's been the same issue in Fond du Lac County, where we've seen multiple crashes this morning. Make sure that you're moving over, slowing down. That crash on I-41 South beyond the ramp from Hickory Street. Expect lane closures in this area just south of town, Fond du Lac. So I-41, both north and south are just as slippery, especially those secondary roads. You're seeing a lot of that yellow and orange showing up on my map right there. Very windy as well, so hold on to the steering wheel on those bridges and overpasses this morning. Other than that, the road conditions, especially more north, Brown County, those areas are a little bit better, but we've seen several crashes this morning. Make sure that you're staying vigilant to that just in case. We had a little bit of that precipitation overnight into this morning, and it does not take a lot, so make sure that you're giving yourself a couple of extra minutes just in case.
Welcome back. Yesterday's mild weather is gone. It is 18 degrees in Green Bay, but with that north wind at 20 miles an hour and higher gusts, it feels like 2 above. 21 right now in Appleton, 16 in Oconto, Marinette, and Sturgeon Bay. Sturgeon Bay's wind chill -3, although most of our feel-like temperatures in the valley are just barely above 0. Windy, much colder, a high of 21. Wind chills at and just above 0. A few flurries, a lot of clouds, some late sun is possible. There's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. It stays cold into early next week, and starting tomorrow night and into the weekend, a long-duration snow event. Into Friday morning, we could pick up 1 to 3 inches. And Friday might possibly turn into a First Alert weather day. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, there's additional snow showers as we head into this upcoming weekend, and then some harsh wind chills on Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It'll feel like the teens below 0 across northeast Wisconsin. All right, bundle up, stay warm. Thanks for watching our Wednesday First Alert live stream. We hope to catch you tomorrow. Have a great day.
3, 2, 1. The move-over law in Wisconsin is serious. It just expanded to include vehicles broken down on the side of the road. Stopping alongside the road can be dangerous. It's also life-threatening. This is new video we're getting today from the Waupaca County Sheriff's Office showing that scary moment you just saw in the early morning hours last Tuesday. A deputy was parked alongside the highway with his emergency lights on. While tending to a crash along Highway 10 westbound, that deputy was struck by a vehicle. You just saw that, and look at the damage there. The sheriff's office says the vehicle was going too fast for those icy conditions last Tuesday. The deputy was wearing his seatbelt when this happened. He was taken to the hospital. We're hearing that he is doing okay, but officials say these scenes happen all too often. So important to move over, slow down, and set aside distractions. Wisconsin DOT says over the past 5 years, 145 people in Wisconsin were hurt while inside or near a stopped vehicle, and 5 were killed. Also, 73 emergency responders were struck by a vehicle while working on the side of the road. Officials say we all have a role in making sure everyone gets to their destination safely every single day. Back to you.